All right, so if you're sitting there and you're wondering, why is it that I'm going through what I'm going through and how is it going to be used? Because it doesn't make sense what God has allowed me to experience, especially if it seems like a waste, if it seems like within the time span I have, and you only have, let's say, 100 years. And in that 100 years, why is it that I had to go through this season? It seems like a waste. It seems like it was unnecessary. But for whatever reason, I had to go through with it. If this is you, I want to encourage you today, because many of us don't understand that God, He actually cares about your life. He actually sees your life in this finite period before eternity in heaven. Let's say, assuming you're going to see Him as a believer for the rest of your life, in this season, in this moment, He has allotted for you certain seasons, preordained, predestined in some sense, before He knew you, before time began, before you were in your mother's womb. And in this season that you were in, whatever you're going through, even though you don't understand like the vision, you don't understand why it is that you're going through this whole thing, it's going to be redeemed. And you just have to trust and believe in that concept that God, He knows what you're going through. And so if you're sitting there, you got to remember that everything that you're going through at some point in the future, whether it's for future ministry, whether it's being redeemed such that your experience will foster a certain character, it will elicit a certain response because you remember what it felt like in the past. It makes you a better decision maker. It makes you talk the way you talk. It makes you not make mistakes. It makes you interact with people in a more empathetic way. It makes you minister to people such that when you show them what you feel and how you experienced it, you can then talk to them in a logical, empathetic way such that they would understand. Whatever the case is, everything you're going through right now, whether it's negative or positive, whether you're losing sleep over it, whether you're sitting there anxious about it, and you're sweating bullets, you're trying to figure out life, all these things, you have to take a step back and say, you know what? God has a bigger picture in mind. And how is it that in my 100 years, He would allow such a waste? Yes, you can backtrack yourself because you were in sin. Yes, you can, fall away from the Lord. But in all those things, He can use all things for the good of those who love Him and are called according to His purpose. So when you see your life in that way, yes, you can stumble and fall, but He can redeem it and use it for big things. So don't sit there thinking to yourself, oh, you know what? God doesn't see me and understand me, and He's forgotten about me and all these negative things. He's using your life for a big moment, for a big purpose. And so you got to snap out of that. This is only going to make sense for believers that are in this season, or you have been in this season, and you can look back and say, you know what? I remember that. I remember what I went through, and it's being used right now in this moment for me. Or if you're going through a tough period in life, just know, and may this be a word of hope for you, that God, He sees all of it, and He's going to use it for whatever it is that He has for you. And everybody's unique. Everybody has a unique situation. Everybody has been created such that you have your own unique path. And that path that you are on, nobody else in the world is going through that same thing. So you have to trust Him in this season. God, He has a big plan. So just let Him allow that to come to fruition for whatever it is. But also be diligent, be disciplined, and live out the life for you. But don't be anxious. Don't sit there and go through this whole thought process like in negativity and just thinking, oh, what is it that I've got to do? Let it go. Let the things play out. Trust the Lord and trust that whatever you're going through right now is for a bigger purpose, for a bigger thing, a stewardship over something else that God has for you in the future. So be blessed, be encouraged. You guys know I'm doing a 40-day inspiration series. Would love your support. I'm also trying to raise awareness for my fundraiser. We're trying to get to our goal. We're not there yet, but would love your support. And also thank you guys so much for those that have already supported. Would love those that haven't to be able to do that. Love you guys. Talk to you guys very soon.